La patrie ou la mort? Nous vaincrons. Qu'est-ce que nous voulons? La paix. Support. Ibrahim Traoré. Qu'est-ce que nous voulons? La paix. La patrie ou la mort? Nous vaincrons. Qu'est-ce que nous voulons? La paix. Qu'est-ce que nous voulons? La paix. Support. Ibrahim Traoré.
The protest is not slowing down, and neither is the resistance. Under the towering skyline of New York City, a different kind of power rose, not from Wall Street, but from the heart of Africa. On April 30th, the heartbeat of a continent echoed through Times Square. African voices thundered, not in fear, but in fierce solidarity. They stood for Captain Ibrahim Traoré of Burkina Faso. But these weren't just Burkinabe expats. They were Malians, Nigerians, Congolese, Senegalese, sons and daughters of a continent long plundered, now rising in defiance of a system they say has robbed Africa for generations. Their message was clear, unapologetic, and loud enough to shake the glass towers around them. Africa is done begging. Yet, the threat is growing stronger. The West isn't backing down. If anything, their intentions are becoming clearer by the day. They've done it before. To Gaddafi, to Lumumba, to Sankara, and now they're coming for Ibrahim Traoré. A storm is brewing in West Africa. The Western elite are uneasy because a young African leader has dared to say no. But this isn't just speculation. This is a calculated strategic assassination in the making. Welcome to Win Africa, as we uncover the truth and dive deep into the dangerous power play threatening one of Africa's most revolutionary leaders. In 2022, a young army captain named Ibrahim Traoré did what many before him only dreamed of. He didn't just speak of African liberation, he acted. At just 34 years old, Traoré seized power in a bold military coup that sent shockwaves across West Africa. But what he did next terrified the West. He expelled French troops from Burkina Faso, cut ties with Western corporations draining the country's gold, and reclaimed control over Burkina Faso's mineral wealth, pledging it to his people, not foreign banks. We own this gold, and this time it will benefit us, not them. These weren't empty words. Traoré got to work, fast. Under his leadership, the government made public schools free and began building a new educational system rooted in self-sufficiency. He invested in local infrastructure, strengthened national security, and redirected state wealth back into the hands of ordinary citizens. For the first time in decades, hope returned to the streets of Burkina Faso. The people called him a savior. Power was being restored to the people, and not the West. But in Western capitals, the joy in Ouagadougou sparked bitterness and rage. To them, Ibrahim Traoré wasn't a reformer. He was a threat, a blockade to their gold pipelines, a roadblock to their control over Africa's future. And just like Sankara, just like Lumumba, Traoré had now become a target. On April 4th, 2025, African activist and truth-teller VeryDarkBlackman's sounded a chilling alarm. They will soon kill Ibrahim Traoré.
The president of Burkina Faso will soon be killed. As of the 4th of April 2025, he has already survived about 18 assassination attempts, but they are not going to stop anytime soon until they get it done.
His warning wasn't born out of fear, but out of pattern recognition. Captain Traoré, the young revolutionary leader of Burkina Faso, has reportedly survived over 18 assassination attempts, a staggering number for any sitting president. But that number doesn't scare the West. It only proves to them one thing. Traoré is a threat they haven't neutralized yet. So how did we get here? Why would Western powers want to eliminate a 36-year-old African leader? VeryDarkBlackman's connects the dots in a powerful exposé, referencing a haunting truth shared by former Ugandan President Idi Amin Dada.
This is a point which I wanted to bring to your attention. And therefore, with this particular, there is the movement. Therefore, they make news in their news media. Before you can be assassinated, they can focus from the world opinion that you are murderer, you are this, you are this, you are this. But they wanted to draw the attention of the world that you are very bad, while they have already planned everything.
In a historic clip, Idi Amin reveals the playbook used by global powers. It's a method as old as colonialism itself, and it's unfolding again. Today, international media and even some African diaspora voices have already begun branding Ibrahim Traoré as a dictator. The same script used against Muammar Gaddafi, Thomas Sankara, and Patrice Lumumba. But this time, there's resistance, and the warning is loud. Africa must wake up before it's too late. General Michael Langley of AFRICOM recently accused Traoré of hoarding gold for personal power.
Absolutely, Chairman. I see this, and I don't mind calling them out, but Captain Traoré and Burkina Faso, as they know that both, whether it's their gold reserves, that is all those proceeds are just in exchange to protect the junta regime. There's a number of examples across. Even in Sudan, what's going on with the rapid support forces and Burhan of the Sudan forces, when you get down to it, is all about the revenue that can be drawn out of that. And there are nefarious actors in the CCP or in sometimes Russia.
But why would the US care what gold Burkina Faso keeps? Here's why. Education is now free, from primary to university. Minimum wage has gone up. Burkina Faso became a tax-free nation. Africa's first electric car is being built there. That's progress. That's independence. And that's exactly what they fear. Just like Gaddafi, they've started the media attack. They've rallied some Burkina Faso citizens in France to protest against Traoré, calling for his resignation. But here's the twist. Most of them don't even live in Burkina Faso. They don't know the streets of Ouagadougou. They don't see the free schools or the better wages. They are being used. And if the media successfully paints Traoré as a villain, the West will have its perfect excuse for intervention, just like in Libya. This is a message to Africans everywhere, especially those with influence.
If you have influence on the media, you have an influence, they will try to approach you to also help them to give him a bad name. Do not be used as an instrument by these Westerners to give Ibrahim Traoré a bad name. He's doing well. If he's not doing well, he will not be surviving all these attempts. Ask yourself the question, why is it that the former president that was in power did not survive any assassination attempts from the West? So this US, when the French government and other Westerners were mining gold in Burkina Faso, why didn't you come out to say, we noticed that the French government and some other Western countries are making a lot of money and getting gold from Burkina Faso, and why didn't you come up with that story? But so far so good, this guy is out here, he's doing well for his people, then from nowhere you feel like he's greedy and you want to help. Nobody begged you to help anybody. Stay in your country, leave them alone. Leave Ibrahim Traoré alone. Leave Ibrahim Traoré alone. So people of Africa, please at this point stand by Ibrahim Traoré and do not listen to this fake media from the West. Do not listen to this bad story that they want to paint of Ibrahim Traoré from the West.
Traoré's leadership is under attack. Mercenaries have already killed innocent people in Burkina Faso. The next step, destabilization. And if that fails, assassination. History has shown us a chilling pattern. Patrice Lumumba, assassinated. Thomas Sankara, betrayed. Muammar Gaddafi, executed. Ibrahim Traoré, next in line? Not if we act. Every African leader who dared to stand for freedom, justice, and self-reliance was either killed, silenced, or labeled a dictator. And now the same script is being written again. But this time, we see it coming. Africa, wake up, speak out, stand up, stand with Traoré. before we lose yet another African dream. If you stay silent in the face of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. If this message moved you, don't scroll past. Subscribe, like, and share, because the world needs to hear this. This isn't just a video. It's a warning. It's a movement. It's a call to rise.